Alright, welcome to my hullc tutorial. I'm going to go over everything that I do to make sure that the hullc missions work and all the bugs and glitches that come along with the hullc. So I've worked along with my org mates to kind of put this video together. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get to Terra Gateway, which I'm already here. But once you're here, you pretty much got to run to the medical center to set your spawn, because if the hullc glitches out during loading or unloading or whatever, you're going to have to scuttle the ship and start over. So the easiest way to do that is to just meteor the ship into the station and respawn. So we'll go to these consoles right here. We're going to transfer my imprint, confirm. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to run back to the ASOPs. Hopefully just be able to go to my hangar and call it in there. But if you can't, you call your hullc in from the ASOPs and go to where it tells you. Sometimes it'll be at a hangar, sometimes it'll be at a docking port. If it's at the docking port, be careful of jerks that like to park near the docking port and you bump into them and then they charge you for crimes. Tell me how I know. Okay, we'll run to the front, get in, and then the fun begins. Up we go. Alright. Open the door here. Cockpit. Left side's our driver's seat like normal. Then we power up our ship. Open the doors. Alt N opens the doors if you're new, but if you got a hullc, you're probably not new. Take off a little bit here. Wait for them doors to open up. There we go. Put up our landing gear before we forget. Alright, now. So we get outside, we gotta figure out which side the cargo area is, and it's on that side. So we'll be heading over there. Ship, before it transforms,
But it looks like a giant
Dick,
Yeah.
take a look out of starboard.
Oh my god, it looks like a huge
Pecker!
Oh yeah.
So now with transform, it's Alt-K on your keyboard. Left Alt and K. That'll get the ship to start transforming. But while the ship's doing this, we'll get into our contracts and select the correct ones. So we go to hauling, scroll almost all the, well, pretty much all the way to the bottom. And then we're looking for 698,000. Nope, not Everest Harbor. There we go. Terra to nope, that's Magnus. I don't want to go there. I want to go to Pyro. So Terra to Pyro is the shorter route. If you go to Magnus, you can do that, but it is an 11-minute one-way quantum travel. Real time. So I like to do the Pyro gateways. It's about half that time. So I'll accept that offer. We're going to track it. Pop out of this. We're going to turn. Head on over there a little bit. There we go. Had to get a little closer. Now there's our cargo box. We got to pull up into it. Then for this, you got to get in there pretty much perpendicular. Get in there as pretty much as even with the box as you can. Just happened. They've revoked my landing area. Let's try this again. How'd they put it this time? Fucking down there. Okay. I tell ya. We'll pull into our spot. Make sure we're as even with it as we can. Like, nose and everything is even with the lines, parallel. Because if we're not, it might get finicky. Nose up just a touch. There it goes. So now that the cargo transfer requested is happening, you'll see that the box will disappear and that bar will start to fill up as it's filling your hull C, which, as you can see, it is filling. So that's a plus. So now we just hang out. And once it's complete, the cargo box will come back and it'll tell you to move and it'll say you're getting impounded. So once it's full, we got to get out of the box and head over to Pyro. So what I like to do while I'm just chilling in my box here, well, we got to go to Pyro, right? The gateway. Just throw it in our quantum computer. Just kind of kill some time. Important thing is not to move. Don't touch anything. No keys. No, don't angle yourself at all. Just if you're using joysticks, hands off the table. Just because any sort of movement will stop it, and you might have to refinagle yourself to get you into position to where it'll start loading again. And if you take yourself out of the loading sequence, it very well could bug the hull C, and you gotta crash it and start over. Now, as you can see, the bar is full, but we are not done yet. So we'll go back here. We're getting close, though. We gotta be getting close. Alright, now, see how the box is back? It's time to go. Just throw on the jets. Turn on quantum. Angle towards the deliver shipment. Let that spool up. And we quantum on over there. Now we wait for a while until we get there. Alright. Finally here. So now, when we're coming over here, I like to aim for just above that corner of the cargo drop-off, that red light there. Just aim just above it. I'm going to stay in quantum, but I'm going to set my limiter at about 365-ish. Between 350 and 370 normally. And I'm going to boost up, get this big girl moving. Because this is one of the only ships in the game that actually uses the physics of the weight and thruster capability to actually change versus unloaded versus loaded. So once we get up to speed here, alright, and then now once we get about right about here, I'll kill thrusters, hands off, just let us come to a stop. We should stop somewhat close to the station, but not quite close enough to call for cargo, so should just get us close. But I always aim over just in case. You make that slight error and you weren't paying attention before you turn your quantum off and you turn off at like 9, 10, 9 in there. Then it gets a little hairy. Still going 120 and we traveled almost 10 kilometers. She'd be like a cruise ship. Takes a mile and a half to turn. Now that we're slowed down enough a little bit, I'm going to give her a little bit of beans. Back her off. Now as we're getting closer here, still got to get a little closer, I think. And we'll angle down just a touch to make sure we get our cargo call. We'll hail the cargo. There it is. Now we find our box, which is up there. And same thing for unloading. We got to get in there as close to perpendicular with the box and even with it as we can to avoid any sort of issues. Now, this will also have a timer for how long it takes to unload. This one is actually accurate. You can stick to this one to being how long it's actually going to unload, which is nice. Just got to get us in the box here. And make sure we're looking pretty good here. Then we stop. It's turned green. It's unable to transfer. Says I gotta stay. Just tiny little movements. It's all it takes sometimes to get it to work. Same thing. It goes away, and then it fills up. Or unloads, I should say, because we are unloading now. As you can see, off come the boxes. Another guy's doing the hull C missions over there. Hopefully he stays over there and not crushes us. Now we're just gotta wait to unload. One thing I did forget to mention when we do the loadings, if the hull C does bug out, the bar will like say it's complete, but you'll hear a ticking sound that's like tick 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 tick, like an electronic sound, like you were hailing the station, but it'll just keep going over and over again. That means your hull C is bugged and time to crash it and claim a new one. Or transfer servers. It could be a server issue. I've noticed if you can find a low pop server, that is the best ones to get into to avoid any possibility of issues. But I just joined a random one today, whatever was the best server for me today, and it seems to be working, which is good. Most of the time that's the case, but every now and again you just get days where the hull C hauling does not want to work. We're almost done. We're at 33,000 out of 4 grand, almost done. Now, you're probably not going to get a full load because this slightly buggy still, but as long as you get between 80 and 90% of it handed in, you can actually turn it in and not get a rep hit. So as you can see, it only delivered 3857 of my 4049 that I needed. So once I get out of the area there, we'll go to our contracts, and then we hit submit. And then we get submitted, and we got paid. So now we'll go back to offers and see what we have. Because if we have something else, I would like to show you the other hauling route, if I can, in this video. What I'm going to do, because I'm just going to be doing some hauling today, making some money. Got to recoup for buying a few ships for the organization that I'm in, Forge Core. If you guys are looking to join, I will have a link down in the description for this, along with a referral code for Star Citizen, so you can get an extra 5,000 UEC credits when you create an account. I am going to go to Magnus from Terra, so we're going to get the 698,001. We got to find our station again, because I overshot it because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, wow, I overshot it by a lot. Hold, please. There we go, held. There's my box. We're going to go ahead and park in it nice and parallel. Or even, I should say. I don't know if that's even the right word, but I mean, I'm parallel to the lines, damn it. The more center are, I think the better your chances are of getting a full load, especially with 2 contracts stacked on top of each other now. And still unable to transfer. I don't know what I did, but it's doing it. So now we wait. So during this process, if it was to glitch out, is when it would start ticking. It'd be like tick, 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 the same sound that it makes when you go to hail the cargo station, and your bar would stop moving, or it might say cargo transfer complete, but the box doesn't come back. It just stays away. So that means that it definitely glitched out and you got to kamikaze into the station and restart. Or find a new server, because that would also probably be an indicator of why it didn't work correctly. And now, because I am going to Magnus, you only get about, I think, 2 round trips before you have to fill the hull C up with fuel. Fun fact about the hull C is, as soon as you leave your hangar, landing is not a thing. You can transform back. Even though you're in the small ship form, it won't matter. It'll give you a docking collar. Sort of a pain in the butt, but once we get to Magnus, I'm probably going to need fuel because I've quantumed a little bit already doing the Terra stuff. The Terra to Pyro. So I'm probably going to have to fill up when I get to Magnus. I'll show you that when we get there, but we're still loading, so it's going to be a minute. Well, it says we're completed. So now we got to find where Magnus is. Way over there, so. Man, the hull C is a pig. Alright. And here we go. 11 minutes. Start your clocks.
A few moments later.
Alright, we're pulling up now. Alright, now we just gotta get over there. Set my limiter. 376 is fine. There we go. There's our box. Okay, get in there all nice and even. Oh, parallel parker. Parallel park this pig. See how good I can do here. Not enough. Nope. Not enough fuel. Not enough thrusters. Down, damn it. Now we wait. It's transferring. Once we're all unloaded, I'll refuel it, and that's about all there is to know about the hull C. Besides stacking missions to other places, not recommended, like chaining it from, say you start at Terra, you go to Pyro, and then you want to go from Pyro to Magnus or whatever. If you want to do that, that's fine, but do your first cargo mission first, pull out of the box, then grab your second one, recall the box, and do it that way, because it doesn't jive. Alrighty, unloaded. Just gonna peel on out of the box. We got 40-50 out of 41-14. Jesus, I can't talk. Now we gotta go to our contracts. Submit. Perfect. Now, we're gonna cancel. We're gonna look for the out of dock. It's a little bit different than landing. I mainly do it in third-person view to get lined up because it's kind of a pain in the ass. Not even gonna lie. There's two on the other side. Just get ourselves lined up. Back it up, back it up. Bring her in. Stop our forward reverse momentum. Bring it in, bring it in. Get us a little nicer here. We're gonna go down. Now I'm gonna go over to my door here. And that open door right there is what we're trying to line up with everything. Whoop, too close. Down. Back up a touch. Now I get nice and close. And you hold N to auto dock once you're close. Gets you in. It's going to line you up and bring you in. Nice and slow. We're going to let it do its thing. As you can see, we're still moving very slowly. And we're docked. So now, you go into your landing here. You're going to refuel the quantum for 15K. Okay, now that we're refueled, we just request landing. And now it's starting our launch sequence. Now you'll hang out while it lets us go. Takes a second. And we are good. Once it tells us that our engines are on, we are clear to pull away. And just like that's how you refuel and dock the hull C. And everything else you need to do with the hull C. If you got any questions, just drop them in the comments. I appreciate y'all watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Free way to support me and my channel growth, and I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.